to my channel. It's so good to have you with us. If you're new to the channel, big welcome. So lovely to have you. I have been a busy girl. I went and bought myself a couple more coloring books, and I also received 2 pre-ordered coloring books. I pre-ordered them sometime last year, so it's been 9 months to a year I've been waiting for 2 of these books to arrive. So I'm super excited and thrilled that they have finally arrived. All of these books that I've bought have been on my wish list for probably 18 months, and I've thought about them slowly and not rushed to get them. But I'm so glad that I now have them, and I can't wait to show you. They're old books, they're not new. These 2 here will be newish, but the content is not new, and I'll explain those when I get there. So this is a bit of a mini haul video for July. Every so often I will do a few mini hauls, and as I get art supplies or coloring books, and just have some fun with it. So I got these 2 in June, but I thought that I would show them to you because I really have enjoyed it. This is the Derwent electric eraser, and I've really enjoyed getting this one. My old Tombow eraser, it snapped here, if you can see there. I don't know what happened, and it just broke. So I thought, well, I've seen people use these electric erasers. Let me look at the price. I compared the price and felt that it was around the same price to get an electric eraser, which comes with the refills. So you pull it out, and then you can move the eraser bit up and down depending on how much you want. And the Derwent eraser came with a few refills as well, and then you just press the button and it goes, and you just hold it lightly and it erases, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. So I'm so glad I got this. It takes, I think it takes AAA batteries, and yeah, so this has been a lovely little find, and I've really enjoyed it. It hasn't damaged any of the paperwork that I've been using. So yeah, that's a bit of a cool one. And then I decided I needed to try out some glitter brushes. So I got the Spectrum Noir Sparkle brush, and it came in a set of 3, and you just, well, if you can get it to open. There you go. So you get it, you can squeeze it there, and then you just brush over, and it leaves a lovely little sparkle. So it's really cool. I quite like it. It's probably better than taking the Dovecraft glitter glue and squeezing the bottle and scraping the bottle on my coloring pages. So I've had a bit of fun with that. And now I'm going to show you my coloring books. So I'm going to start off first with Fragile World, and just move these out of the way. So I've had Fragile World on my wish list for a while. I haven't rushed into getting any Kirby Rosannas. This is my first Kirby book, so I'm very proud of myself. I went and found a Kirby book that I like. Now, Fragile World and Worlds Within Worlds are so far the only 2 Kirby books I want to get. I love Mythic World. I think that Kirby has got an incredible art style. He's really good at what he does. I just find the mythic world is just a bit too sinisterish for me. I'm not saying it is sinister, it just gives me that kind of a feel. So because I'm already sensitive to a whole lot of movies and series, for example, like even Lord of the Rings, which I really love the story. There are a lot of bits in the Lord of the Rings movies that I have to actually duck my head or cover my eyes because I struggle with it. And as a family, we really like the superheroes, the fantasy genres. My husband likes sci-fi. I can't do sci-fi. Some sci-fi I can, like Star Wars, but I can't do Star Trek or some of these other ones. It's just something with the distorted voiceovers and the way they do the faces just completely freaks me out. So because of that kind of thing I have, it's the same as like with clowns, or if I go to theme parks and there's mascots, oh my gosh, I can't. I actually have to walk around, or like huge around them, because I just get freaked out. So that's a me issue, but I do like Mythic World. I just can't see myself coloring it because as I color it, it will come more and more to life, and I'm worried I'm going to freak myself out. So Fragile World is my safe place. It's just the right thing for me. So I got this off Amazon. I got it secondhand because it actually turned out to be cheaper than buying it firsthand. And I just want to show, like, there's a mark here. There's a few like little scuffs, but the spine hasn't really been damaged. There's not major damage to the book at all. So for a second-hand book on Amazon, I thought that this has actually come out really, really well. No pages are colored in, and it's pretty much brand new. So for me, this is, I'm pleased with this. So here's the first page, and again, I'll just try and keep this in the center so you can see both pages. And I like the little write-ups as well. And I love it when they give you information about what mediums the artists use. It's just, they are such beautiful, beautiful illustrations. I mean, it's really just phenomenal what he draws. And these are lemurs. I think these are the ring-tailed lemurs in Madagascar. I've seen this page done recently. It's absolutely exquisite. A lot of blues. This is also gorgeous, but it will be a lot of, I think, a lot of work. You could do like one side, one color palette, and the other side a different color palette. You could even maybe make like a night and a day. Like, it's just really beautiful drawings. I think this book also works for me because I love nature. I've seen people's version of this colored in, and it's absolutely beautiful. Some very beautiful colorings. I found this book has quite a few double page spreads. I think this one would be quite manageable because you're coloring the pandas black and white. So there would be at work, but I don't think it would be a lot of work. you'd have a lot of work on the bamboo. Jaguar. I think this is a caiman, not sure. I think at the back he lists all the wildlife. Now, as far as I know, you can use a lot of different mediums in this book, from water-based, ink tints, I think prismas and polychromos work quite well. Axolotls, I think that's what these are called. It makes me giggle. I was playing Pictionary with my boys a few weeks ago, and my one son, he got the word axle, and he drew an axolotl thinking that it was this creature. And I explained to him that no, an axle is the part of the car that connects with the two front wheels or the two back wheels. And I said to him, but you know what? You drew an exquisite axolotl, like really well done. I mean, he added the frills and everything. I was very impressed. So I've got that memory now every time I see these beautiful creatures. And if I remember rightly, you can get them in a pinky white and also in black. Now, what I would possibly do with the fur is come in with Neocolor 2s or watercolor, maybe even ink tints as a base layer, and then use polychromos on top to create the definition of the hair. I think it would just make the process a little bit speedier than building it up from the bottom layers, because with pencil, to create a lot of realism and really develop that tone, you need to be layering upon layer upon layer. So by doing an undercoat with markers, watercolor, ink tints, Neocolor 2s, you're creating those base colors, and then on top of that you can build up the individual hairs. So it just helps speed up the process a little bit. These are great winter pictures. These look like sea cows or manatees. Very beautiful. This could be fun because you've got a skull. So I mean, just learning how to color in skulls would be quite a lot of fun. And then you've got the different beetles. And oh, I love sea otters. I think they are just adorable. I've only seen them in the zoo, but I just think they are the best creatures in the world. He's cute. And then you've got the pangolins, which are also really adorable creatures. Your narwhals, or the unicorns of the sea. I think what I also like about this book in particular is that there's no hidden objects. And I really like that. I'm not a fan of those hidden objects. And then here you go. You've got each animal with a write-up on it, which I think is really cool, because then you can read up on it and learn more about the creature, as well as you can then reference it on Pinterest or Instagram, and then have a photo to reference from, and then try and match your colors. So I think that's really helpful. Axolotls, yeah. And then here he talks about which ones are critically endangered, vulnerable, that sort of thing, which I think is useful for us to know. You know, just be mindful of the world we live in and all that. So yeah, that is Fragile World by Kirby Rosanes, which is my first. So if you would like to color a picture in here with me, please let me know in the comments, and we can look at putting that on the list of color alongs. Next up is my Tomislav Tomic Dominguez. Now, I also got this secondhand off Amazon, and again, I'll just show you, it's in really good condition. No damage whatsoever to the spine. It's pretty much brand new. And again, I saved myself a couple of pounds by getting it secondhand instead of firsthand. I don't know exactly if this is the Dutch edition or not. I've seen some people say that there's been a few things about one version has the pictures in properly in the page and the other versions don't. So this version has some of the pictures. You don't get the full picture in. It's a bit cut off. I'll point it out to you when I see one. So everything here is written, I think, in Dutch, because it was copywritten in the Netherlands. So I think that's Dutch. And it's just really like it. It's something different, but also still very quaint. So if you look here, you can't see the top of this building. It's cut off. I don't mind it so much. Doesn't really bother me. But, you know, maybe it bothers other people, which is fine. Everybody's unique, you know, everybody has their own preference. So it's just this beautiful magical world with fairies and dragons and the tree house, but the tree is alive. I quite like to do this one with snow. I've seen beautiful versions of this one, some with like thatched roofs, other ones with snow roofs. So quite like that one. And here you have the Mermaid Kingdom, and I think this is the Mermaid Palace. And here they write sea dragons. And then you have spring and winter. Again, just some architecture and a lot of opportunity to practice different skies. So you could have a sunrise, sunset, daytime, cloudy sky, depending on what you're looking for. And you've got fairies. This sort of reminds me a bit of Narnia or Aladdin, but mainly because of those parts up here where the prince and the princess would be. And I think this is, yeah, this is a double page spread. with your gnomes. So there's type of gnome. So what I like about this is a beautiful mixture of architecture, portraits, nature. This is also a double page spread, but here you've got a night sky, and you've got the night over the bridge. So I think this one would be great if you create a blue, indigo, black kind of night sky, and then you have a very silver or a dark brown to black kind of castle, and then you set it off with rich greens. So you don't want to go very bright green, but you don't want to go too dark that it blends in. So I'd say maybe a muted green with muted colors for the creatures. I think that could look really, really lovely. You have the elephants in convoy. These look like Indian elephants because the ears are smaller. They're not African elephants. Then you've got some garden. This is a double page spread. So here's your dragon going all the way through. This is another double page spread. I would probably draw inspiration from peacocks for these. They remind me of peacocks, or maybe pheasant colors. I would get pheasant colors and then build up my color palette from there. I love the butterfly horse. I think it's so sweet. It's like Pegasus, but his wings are butterfly wings. This looks like a herald, so the dragon and his pixie herald. And then another double page spread with a knight and a castle. Again, another double page spread. I don't know if this is drawing inspiration from like Snow White. And I like this one because here you've got the boat carrying strawberries, and on this side you've got either raspberries or blackberries. I'd probably do blackberries. Here you've got and I don't know if he's a gnome or what he is. Maybe a prince of gnomes flying on a bird. Again, you could do different colored sky, and it's loads of practice for clouds, which is really, really lovely. And here you can see at the top the wing is cut off, and the feet here. Then you come into the frog world. So I'm not quite sure. So it's a night sky here, and I think this would be underwater. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure how I do the cloud, the clouds into this sort of a background. And these look like lady slipper orchids. So I'm not, this may not even be underwater. This may just be, very forested. So maybe do a light green, like moss green type background, and then lighten it so that, and here I'd have it catching some of the starlight, something like that. Then you have all the butterflies leaving the castle. Again, a lot of practice with your clouds. So you could really work hard on developing your clouds and practicing them. You've got the rooster pulling the grapes. And so this is quite a big double page spread. Very detailed. So Tomislav Tomic's work is quite detailed as well. Here you have the princess meeting with the knight. The key here would be to balance your color palette. Again, you've got these beautiful creatures, maybe dragon, reptiles. Then you have another Pegasus, or a reindeer, flying reindeer, mermaid. And here you have a double page spread with a nest, and then the kingbird or the queen bird over with the other birds. So again, you know, double page spread. There's a lot of double page spreads in here, but they're really, really beautiful. I like these ones. These are two different pictures, but they're both like minstrels. So you have the lady playing the harp and this guy possibly playing a type of lyre or stringed instrument of sorts. And I like this bird because he's singing along. And then you have the knight, and then I think this is a griffin. I just really like the frames because I think you could really practice a lot of different blending on your frames. So these I think are really, really lovely. That way I would probably do grapes. Looks like grapes. Again, another underwater mermaid palace, and fish carrying a house or a castle. I've seen this page colored with so many different colors. It's absolutely beautiful. Like, I've seen it with blue and gold and red, and it's really, really exquisite. And then here you've got the palace and the ship carrying the egg. And that is it in Dromenvanger by Tomislav Tomic, which so happy to have this. And now for my, oh, I'm so happy to have these. Oh, look, Kanoka Igusa's Rhapsody in the Forest and Mineur Debonair in English. And I don't know how long these are going to be out for, but I pre-ordered them when I found out they were coming on Amazon last year. And I've waited and waited and waited for these. They were supposed to be released end of 2021, but they only were released July 2022. So my pre-order finally came, and these are brand new, and I am so excited to have them. When they came today in the post, and I just practically leaped for joy. I was so excited. So I'm going to show you Rhapsody in the Forest first, and I'll give you a giggle now. So it opens up like this, and it's colored in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't tell me that this is all colored in, because I wanted a coloring book. I didn't want to have all the pictures colored in. So you get a beautiful write-up on the book, and then some of the pages are colored in. So I'm almost at a flat panic when I see this, thinking that all the pages are colored in, and this is just a book of Kanoka Igusa's beautiful artwork colored in, and what have I done? So and then you have the write-up on Kanoka Igusa, her background, what she uses to draw, and a little blurb on the Kingdom of Curious Creatures, which is the Rhapsody book. Is that right? No, Mineur Debonair. And then I saw these, and I was like, oh, thank goodness, I still get a coloring book. It's this huge sigh of relief. Oh my goodness. So you have some really, really beautiful pages in here, and just, oh, it's exquisite. Then you have like these ones, which is a bit of more of a wallpaper style, followed by a double page spread with ducks in a garden. I think this one's cute. Really, really cute. And then a doily of some sort. And then you have this one. So it seemed like she's alternating like a random assortment of things with a more like picture where everything is connected and working together. At least to me it comes across that way. But very, very beautiful drawings, beautiful designs. And I like this one, all these beautiful butterflies. And what I would probably do is pick out the ones that look the same and then color those the same. And then you've got all these little stamps. And then here, just beautiful arrangement of flowers and nature. I'm not 100% sure of this one. I think it's a water themed double page spread, but I really don't know what these circles are, so I'm not sure how to color them in. And then here again you've got like a wallpaper or a tablecloth type design, and then upside down sort of lilies and beautiful double page spread in a park somewhere. So again, really, really beautiful pages. And this is a map, so underwater scene. And then this looks like a double page spread. With another double page spread. So as you can see, such beautiful drawings, very realistic, lovely opportunity to practice realism if you want to. This is a circus theme, and here you've got bunting with rocking horses and carriages. This is lovely. I like this one. This you could do an autumn type theme with lots of different leaves, so you could really practice different color combinations there. And then another beautiful double page spread. This time you've got 2 deer. You also have a few acorns, and this looks like possibly a horse chestnut or a conker, I think. So you could most likely theme this with a bit of an autumn thing, and I think you could have something very beautiful. And these look like Chinese lanterns. So I think this would also lend itself quite nicely to a orangey brown type theme. Here you have like getting ready for a ball or an outing out, a winter theme, crown a beautiful wreath. I've seen this one done in Christmas colors, so almost like a tablecloth and then your center piece. So you can maybe even design it like a quilt, and then this is like wallpaper behind, and then you've got the tree with the little cupids. And then what I quite liked here, you've got the circles showing the radius where the light source would be. So you could color in your light highlights around there. At least that's how I interpret it, which I thought, or you could create a bokeh background. This is really sweet. If you were to create a bit of a line here, you could almost create the ice that they're on and then follow it with some sky background at the back, maybe add a few trees, depending on your level of drawing and how adventurous you feel like. Again, almost like wallpaper in the background, and then you've got the 2 rodents, 2 squirrels, Here you can practice cupcakes and macaroons. So a lot of opportunity to practice different elements and perfect them. And then you've always got the chance to bring it all together in a double page spread. This one's definitely Easter. Just really, really beautiful drawings. And here you have all of the animals heading into the ball. As you can see, quite a few double page spreads, but really, really, really lovely. And then we come to the end of it. So that is the English edition of Rhapsody in the Forest by Kinkade in English. So, which is now Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. So that's that one. Then we have Kingdom of Curious Creatures, which is the Minette de Bonheur. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, by Kinkade. If I'm not pronouncing it correctly, please excuse me. And here we have the same thing, a beautiful write-up on the coloring book with some colored works as well. So we can really, and these are great for referencing. You can, if you don't know how to color it in, you can always reference back to these pages, photocopy them, and just use the same colors and create your own. And then again, you've got the write-up on the illustrator, and then a little blurb on Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. So this is Kingdom of Curious Creatures, and these two pages are a double page spread. And this is my favorite book out of the two of them. The drawings are just cohesive and just absolutely beautiful. Oh, look, look, the mommy duck has been bathing her baby ducks. I hadn't noticed that until now. Oh, I like this earlier section. And then you've got Mama Duck with all the kids over for a feast. It's just beautiful. We have the animals at the marketplace. And a collection of goodies here. And then the mommy rabbit with the kids putting everything in the pantry. This is the page I want to do. If I can get it done in time, I'd like to do it for the color along for the kids of Ukraine. It's really, yeah, it's just something that I'd like, if I can get it done by the end of the month, it would be lovely. I've been thinking a lot about the children in Ukraine, and you know, even some of the other wars that have happened in previous history, and just the impact it's had on children. So I've been just thinking about that. So I'd like to do this and hopefully participate in the current color along, and to show support for Ukraine. And then here we have these other beautiful pages. So this section of the book is really the animals as kids and just being kids and growing up. Some really beautiful double page spreads here. And here you've got fireworks. So this one, at least the background's done for you, and you could use bright neon colors to do your fireworks. And this is taking on a bit of an Aladdin type feel. Here we go, have a day at the beach. Here you have mermaid cats. Oh goodness. For those of you who do enjoy Halloween, this is a page for you for Halloween. Here you have the kids reading in the playroom. Shopping, painting, winter, Christmas. And then you have the children. Now they grow up and they go to Paris. And this is what happens to them in Paris. So they get to look in museums and dress up in beautiful clothes and jewelry and shoes and eat delicious treats. The bunny at the boutique and having coffee or cafe at a French restaurant. Traveling the world, going to Japan. Here she's dressed in a kimono. I mean, the imagination is just exquisite. And then here in the city, and then there's a wedding. So here's the wedding invitation and the food in preparation of the wedding. And then you have the beautiful double page spread with the bride-to-be. And then you have the wedding ceremony. So I suppose this is the reception now. And then you have the beautiful little portraits. And I suppose it makes full circle and goes back to where you've got the pet. The children have grown up and now they have children of their own and the cycle begins. So that is Minuet de Bonheur by Knoka Igusa, in English, Kingdom of Curious Creatures, a fairy tale adventure book. And to finish off my mini haul video, I went and bought myself and my boys the Ohuhu markers. So they've just arrived and we are so excited to have them. They come in this lovely case, complete with a strap bag, strap handle. So you've got a handle here, a handle here. And I bought this off the Ohuhu website. I found the set was cheaper on the Ohuhu website instead of Amazon. Amazon, they were quoting about a good £20 more than what I spent for these. So I am very thrilled to have 200 Ohuhu markers, and it's got a protector here, so you can actually put this on your coloring book and color like that, and it'll protect your coloring. Also to prevent bleed through. If you're coloring on thin paper, please put this pad between your coloring sheets to prevent any bleed through. So that is really useful. And then we have this beautiful selection of pencils. Included in here is a colorless blender. And I did check on the Ohuhu website. They do have some of the colors you can buy as refills, and I think they are planning on adding to that range. So as you're going through your markers, the ones that you use up more quickly than others, you can always buy those specific ones and refill them, which I thought was actually a really handy feature, and one of the reasons why I wanted to go with the Ohuhus. My boys use markers a lot. I'm starting to use markers as a base to my coloring. So I wanted to really experiment more with a higher quality of a marker, but also have a bit of a broader range and be able to blend with it as I gain confidence. So we use markers quite a bit in our home, and I think one of, when you're a budding artist, whether you're young or old, having quality does help give you a positive experience with a medium, and from there you're able to grow, you can play with it more. So I found with the budget markers, they would last about 6 months. The Touch Stars did last us about a year. So I'm hoping that the Ohuhu markers will last a bit longer than that, but we'll see. So let me show you how they come. We bought the chisel nib and this fine nib. They're very light to the hand. There's no weird smell in the bag. And then we've got the chisel nib. I don't experiment a lot with markers to have developed a preference for brush tips versus nibs. I do find I quite like this small nib here. That's quite useful. So they're very lovely colors. We've got a range of grays and browns and skin tone. I can see already you've got skin tones in here. So these are going to be lovely for base layers. Within the Ohuhu bag, so there's a pouch here, it comes with that mat I was showing you. Then you have the little write-up on the Ohuhu company and the markers. And here we have the Ohuhu swatch cards, which is fantastic. So I've got 4 of them. And it comes with each name, so you have the number and also the name of each color. And what's so great about this, instead of me swatching into my color chart book, which has a very thin paper, this is on very thick card, as you can hear, and it's got a little bit of tooth to it, so I won't have to worry about bleed through onto other swatches. I'll be able to have all of them together within the bag, and I think that is a lovely addition to the set. So very, very pleased to see that. Excited to have these markers and all the coloring books that I've purchased. I hope you've enjoyed this mini haul video with me. If you have enjoyed it, please comment below and let me know which coloring book you would like to see color alongs in. Also, be sure to like, subscribe and comment below. It does help to support my channel, and I really do appreciate all the support. Until our next video, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.